Hey everyone, welcome back to another Haolonggood review. Today we're taking a look at one of the big boys. It's their Mamenchisaurus. Haolonggood has been cranking out what no other company has been willing to do. Large 135 scale sauropods, and the Mamenchisaurus is the next in their ever-growing lineup of giant plastic dinosaur toys. I ended up getting this figure from Land Time Shop. It retails for around 65 bucks. Shipping on this thing, because the box is so big, is kind of expensive. It's around $30 to get this shipped here. I think it's a little bit cheaper if you take the the boat overseas shipping. But I'll leave a link down below to Land Time Shop if you want to pick up one of these long boys for yourself. So yeah, the box that this figure comes in is absolutely massive. I have it rating up against the studio wall, and I have the camera actually zoomed like all the way back, and I can still barely fit it in here. But anyways, let's just pop the camera off the tripod and get a close look at the box before we take a look at the amazing figure inside. So I went with the blue version. The blue version on the packaging is very, very gray looking, but rest assured, it is a blue Mamenchisaurus. You can see the Haolonggood logo, 135 scale, which is impressive. And then turn the box around. Sorry for, I'm trying to do this all one-handed with the camera in my hand. On this side of the box, we do have the green variant. Let's get the white to focus in a little bit better. Get the green variant right there. Haolonggood logo. And then on the top of the box, we have a lot of product shots of Haolonggood's rapidly expanding lineup. I just love how herbivore heavy their lineup is, because like I said many times in their reviews, I just feel like their theropods definitely need some work, but they've been absolutely nailing it on their herbivores lately, and plus it's cranking out 135 sauropods. What's not to love about that? So enough about the packaging. Let's throw this Mamenchisaurus up on the turntable and take a closer look. And here is the big blue Mamenchisaurus of the packaging, and this thing is an absolute stunner. It is a massively long figure, not as heavy as the Alamosaurus. It shouldn't be, but this thing is definitely going to take up a lot of shelf space, and that is okay, because 135 sauropods, oh man, that just gets me stirring. So I went for the blue version. I absolutely adore blue on dinosaurs. I think it's just a very, very striking look. And the blue is nice and subtle. It's not super vivid like some models. For example, Safari Limited is Diplodocus. There are two other color versions. It seems like Haolonggood is doing 3 color variants when it comes to the sauropods, and I think that's to help to bring down the cost of tooling a mold for these, because tooling a mold for a figure this size is a lot of money. So cranking out 3 color variants, you're producing more figures. They will make more money back and justify the cost of producing figures this large. So the other 2 variants is the green version and the brown version. The blue is limited edition, so I don't know how many of that one is made, but the brown and the green are the standard edition. And the neck on this thing is absolutely massive, almost as long as the entire body, as it should be. Mamenchisaurus has one of the longest necks of any known animal in the history of the animal kingdom. You had 18 to 19 cervical vertebrae, and this thing is just absolutely gorgeous. And now for some measurements on this long boy. This figure, if you measure along the curve of the tail, is a whopping 26.5 inches long, or 67.3 centimeters. It is exactly 10 inches tall to the top of the head, or 25.4 centimeters. So this Mamenchisaurus, there are a few species of Mamenchisaurus. This one is based on Mamenchisaurus hochuanensis. That's because this one has a tail club, and right now the tail club is the only part. Hochuanensis is the only one that has a tail club associated with it. So that species of Mamenchisaurus reached between 69 to 78 feet long, or 21 to 24 meters. I'll put this figure nicely in the 131 to the 135 scale. And for those of you curious how long the neck is on this figure, it is 12.5 inches long, or 31.7 meters. Mamenchisaurus has a 31-foot long neck, or 9.3 meters. So yeah, this is just truly an impressive looking figure. All right, let's zoom and take a look at some of the finer details in this figure, starting with the head. I'm going to have to do this, with the camera in my hand. It's just a very, very large figure to manipulate on camera. Like I said earlier, this is Mamenchisaurus hochuanensis, and you can see the head sculpt perfectly matches up to the reconstruction. It has those beautiful baby blue eyes. Like I always say it, I've said it a million times in my reviews, love blue eyes on dinosaurs. You can see that nice black pupil in there. You can see the nostril sculpting on the front, and it has that very Giganotosaurus looking chin, which is accurate. You can see the ear canal sculpted in the back right here. I apologize for the camera going in and out of focus. It's really hard to review some of these larger models. And then the head is mostly done in grays and browns. And then going down to the neck, it starts to go into this nice, absolutely gorgeous looking blue coloration. Nice and natural. It's not super vivid and bright, but it's just, like I said, just love blue on dinosaurs. You have all these nice dark markings and a couple splashes of light gray striping along the side of the neck. You have all these beautiful folding wrinkles and nice proportionate looking scales. Figure has like amazing sculpted details on it. Feels absolutely incredible. It has a very nice tactile feel. And then for the underside of the neck, you got all these nice folds and wrinkles, and nice dry brushing of that white coloration. This brings out all that gorgeous looking detail. And then going down to where the neck meets the torso, you have a big collection of folds and wrinkles. That is just a very awesome touch. And then going to the forelimbs, very powerful forelimbs to propel this large animal forward. And then going down to the feet, you don't have any toe claws shown other than the thumb claws, which is accurate for most sauropod species. And then going back to the body, we got more of that awesome looking blue coloration, and we have some little splotches of that light gray coloration mixed in with the dark. And then going from the back, you can see this thing is so long, it's hitting my lights on the studio. You have a very nice wide chest. Even the base of the neck on this thing is super wide. Let me move one of my lights over here so it shows up better on camera. Just very nicely done. Let's go back up to the head. You can just see the girth at the base of the neck of this figure. And then going down to the hind legs. Let's swing the lights back around. Love these large figures. Hate reviewing them. They are a lot of work. Hind legs look really good. You just got 3 claws showing on the feet, which is accurate. And over here, where we have peeking over here, we do have a very nice looking cloaca slit and a very thick tail base. And then starting at just above the hips, you have a small roll of spikes and osteoderms popping out. And then going down to the tail, it does end with that club. Now this club is very small, not like defensive weapon like on Shinosaurus. This was most likely used as like a sensory organ, because this is a very long animal. You can see the tail touching its herd mates and objects in its surroundings, just to give an idea, because like I said, it's a very large animal. Pretty cool adaptation. So yeah, this thing is massive and long, and I absolutely love it. And I'm sorry for the crappy cam work. These things are just really hard to manipulate on camera. Now for comparisons, here it is with Collecti's 140 scale human. And next up here is some Haolonggood's previous few releases. They're Edmontosaurus, Chasmosaurus, and Euoplocephalus. You can see just how much this Mamenchisaurus dwarfs those figures. And let's compare it to some other Mamenchisaurus figures. There's actually been quite a few figures of this species over the years. It started way back when Invicta, Safari Limited released one. This is PNSO's. This is actually version 2 of Irma. I never picked up version 1. One thing I want to point out, PNSO's version of their Mamenchisaurus cost between $65 and $70, on par with Haolonggood's, and look at the size difference. I love PNSO, but I know they're cheaper overseas. I know they're cheaper in China. People tell me all the time in the comments that they are. But, for, us outside of China, they're expensive figures. And sometimes you just feel like you're not getting your money's worth. And I definitely felt it with this Mamenchisaurus. I get a million posters. Oh, yeah, they come with nice packaging, nice foam insert. Well, guess what? So did Haolonggood's figure. It came with a nice foam insert. So this beautiful figure arrived safe. And it's the same price as PNSO. So there's something I wanted to say about that. And here is Collecti's version of Mamenchisaurus, and I really like Collecti's. I think this thing retails for around like $35-40, so it's almost about the halfway point if you don't want to go spend a lot of money on Haolonggood's version. But Haolonggood's subtracting the price to get this thing shipped to you, because such a large figure, I just don't know how they're doing it, like how they're producing all these nice high quality dinosaur figures for a fraction of the price of what most other companies doing. It's mind blowing. And I ain't complaining because my wall's not complaining. I just love getting nice high quality figures for a good price. And next up, here it is, the rest of Haolonggood's 135 sauropods. And let's just take a moment to appreciate that they are actually taking the chances on making figures this large, because most other companies would never, ever dare to do this. So we have their huge Alamosaurus, which is currently their largest sauropod. Here's the Mamenchisaurus, the Apatosaurus, which is still my absolute favorite, their Dicraeosaurus and Impellosaurus, and they do have more planned. The one officially announced right now is Camarasaurus. Super excited for a 135 Camarasaurus. Always happy to add to my growing Morrison formation collection. But yeah, just look at what they're doing here. I absolutely love this company, and these things are selling, so I hope other companies notice that yes, there is a market for large sauropod figures and we're willing to pay for it. And I hope someone else steps up to the plate. I know Reborn did last year with the Diplodocus, and maybe they do another one. But yeah, definitely love to see large sauropod figures from other companies. But right now, Haolonggood is absolutely killing it. And lastly, here is a group shot of the upper Shaxameo formation. This is the formation Mamenchisaurus is from. And we have Pianesso Yangchuanosaurus and Chunkangosaurus. We have Collectes, Gigantspinosaurus, Pianessos, Sinraptor, and their Tojangasaurus. So yeah, pretty cool that we have all these species that lived alongside each other. It makes really nice, diorama shots. It just looks awesome on your shelf. I like set up my shelves to formation. It's a little harder than it sounds. I do have some stuff mixed up, but yeah, it's nice to have all these figures from the same formation. Looks really cool. And yeah, Mamenchisaurus, big boy of the upper Shaxameo formation. So final thoughts on Haolonggood's Mamenchisaurus, another amazing sauropod from them. It just feels so good getting 135 figures of these large animals. They're just super impressive on the display shelf, and they absolutely nail this. The head shape is correct. The scale works beautifully. It has the tail club, and I absolutely am digging the blue coloration. I like all three color variants. It's just, it's not even the cost. It's just where am I going to put these things? And from what they've teased, they have a lot more large sauropods coming out in the near future. So yeah, the shelf space is coming at a premium right now. And they also just teased a Maiasaura and baby and a Stegosaurus, was it Ungulatus, which absolutely looks fantastic. So yeah, this company is just knocking the socks off the figures with every release. And yeah, just this Mamenchisaurus, don't hesitate on it. If you want the blue one, like I said, it's a limited edition, so definitely jump on that if you're want to grab the blue one. The other two are standard issue, and for $65 you just cannot beat these figures. So that will do it for the review. Right now I got really nothing else new coming in until Haolonggood or Pianesso comes up with something later on this month. And I think at the end of this month we have the new Hammond collection, Giganotosaurus and Therizinosaurus coming out. So, eventually I get around to those. Stay tuned for all that. And as always, if you're enjoying the content on this channel, show your support by hitting that subscription button just below the video. Each subscription helps out the channel tremendously and it's greatly appreciated. And I'll see you guys for the next one.